Hello, Em. And hello to you. Welcome back. My name is Jack, the snack that smiles back. Yes, unfortunately, it is only me today. Emily is doing some YMCAing on some sort of Navy vessel for some reason. It's like a job or something. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy some relationship advice with me. First story from OK Soft. Should I, a 20-year-old female, ask my boyfriend, a 23-year-old male, to split the cost of an IUD? Now, for those who don't know, an IUD is a form of birth control. It's nice because you can leave it alone for years and it protects you against pregnancy. I've been wanting to get an IUD and my boyfriend also recommended me to get one due to its conveniences. But I was thinking of getting it this month and was wondering if he could pay for half the cost, as the IUD I want is $75 to $100. This is the cheapest option. Now, we've been together for over 2 years, and I don't feel like taking the pill anymore. The pill is no longer covered by the government for where I live. Do you think it's appropriate for me to ask him to split the cost, as it's something that will benefit us both? The top discussion is mentioning how it should be free, if anything, especially even in America with their Planned Parenthood, which would be great. Hey, if it's free, then sure, no worries here at all. What's the point of the story then? Some lesser loved comments make a point of, have you split the cost of condoms before with him? The IUD is technically for you, so you should really pay for it, but it's no harm in asking. But you should also have in mind, when men purchase birth control for ourselves in relationships, we never ask our significant others to contribute. You guys aren't married, so if the relationship doesn't work out, he just paid for you to have smexy times safely with other guys. No thanks. And what do you think? Oh yeah.
You called me a few days ago, you said you're feeling down
and look, yeah, I was of the same mind for a moment there too. Makes sense, it's really for her protection, surely she should get it if it's for her protection. It's not like her getting the IUD is going to minimize his risk of getting any infections, but also the argument about condoms. In my past relationships, we kind of bounce it back and forth between each other. There are some other comments here that mention, I don't ask my partner to pay for my birth control pills and they're $60 every 3 months. I don't think I ever would ask. It's my body to take care of. But an excellent counterpoint, it's his sperm that would help cause pregnancy, so why shouldn't he pay half the cost to prevent it? After all, the IUD is mainly designed to be a birth control, not so much an STI control, so I'll leave that one up to you. I mean, yeah, the IUD is for her. If they break up, he's basically paid for her to have safe sex with everyone else, which she is free to do so, of course. But I also agree with the idea that, yeah, as a male, a lot of the time pregnancies are heavily influenced by us. Very heavily. Next story by Kitty Cat Cat. My wife kissed a girl. Oh, he must be dating Katy Perry. Hey, my wife went out with her best friend to a bar. We were supposed to go out together, but she pretty much cared less and went with her friend without me anyway. She came home drunk, and in the morning she was really nice to me. A side note, I found lesbian porn on her phone 2 months prior, and I had a serious talk about being open about her sexuality. But, if she likes women, it's good, to be honest, to improve our relationship. Now, she denied it. Well, anyways, she's always with her best friend, and whenever I'm working and can't get home, her best friend sleeps over. Me not thinking much of it, as she's a girl, I never really thought about it. My friend finds the video of that night she went out, and my wife was kissing her best friend. Female, I was very upset and sad. I told her to tell me if she did anything that night, and she denies all of it, which just adds fuel to my fire. So they ask, am I overthinking this? Thank you, Reddit. Hey, well, hold up. We haven't given you the best sort of advice just yet. Let's see what people are saying. Most popular thought is saying that it almost sounds like she's having an affair. I don't think you're overthinking it. You deserve some honesty from her. Now, I disagree. She is clearly going through a very personal issue right now, trying to discover her sexuality. She's exploring herself, and how dare you try and get in the way of that? Sarcasm aside, let's read some comments from people who literally aren't being sarcastic.
Lighten up, bro. All women have fantasies. If you don't help her achieve those thoughts and make her feel weird, you will lose her.
Yeah, you know what also makes you lose someone? Cheating on them. Like, it's so obvious this is not a case of someone merely trying to explore themselves and express their deepest desires. I have to wonder if maybe she's actually always been this and has merely just been in the closet the entire time. What if, hear me out, What if she just genuinely doesn't know how to confess this? To her, it's just some platonic female friends being female friends. You know, girls kiss each other. Oh, it's fine, said the Christian mother, not wanting to admit that she was like that at her youth and is currently still a bit curious about it all. Let's say theoretically, though, that there is some sort of silver lining here. If there was some way to fix this relationship and not immediately dump her ass, looking at you, Em, what do you think he could do? What do you think he should do? Better yet, what do you think she should do? Let's be honest here. She's the one screwing this up. Now, this next story isn't exactly a relationship advice, it's just downright creepy. Literally, the title is just called Creepy Uncle. On mobile, sorry. So I'm a 19-year-old female, and my uncle, 54-year-old male, oh god, sent me a series of emojis. Cheeky face, a peach, an eggplant, peach, and a cheeky face. So is he saying he has 3 butts and 2 peepees? What's that? That is a lot of flatulence. This was sent while he was at my house, and only my older brother was there. At first, I thought he was just playing with his phone and was old, so he didn't understand what they meant. However, when I finished my classes, he came to my room door and told me to delete the texts and caressed my chin. He then called me because I locked the door, but I didn't pick up because I was so uncomfortable. Background info. When I was around 13, he used to hug me a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. Then, as I got older, he kept hugging me, but then made me uncomfortable as he would want to stay for like 15 minutes, and his hands used to go a bit too close to my butt, so I started avoiding him. All of this used to happen only when we were alone. He has never hugged me in front of others. Then, I got a job during my gap year, and he used to drop me sometimes, and I was trying to pay him for gas, but he said, "If I told you what I really wanted, then you would stop speaking to me." No, please no. And I told him I didn't like hugging him. I'm wondering if I'm overreacting because uncles do hug their nieces and I've never really liked him. Any advice would be appreciated. I advise you to run away. Okay, but let's be theoretical here, guys. Maybe the uncle just doesn't know how to express his love. No. Look, the top comment here says it all. Stay away from this man. You are not overreacting. He's being very inappropriate, and I worry that he might try to force himself on you if you are left alone. However, for this moment, I am going to have to give the prize to the most downvoted comment. Just grab his pruny nutsack and twist it the next time he comes by. You gotta show the old geezer who the strong, independent woman is. To quote what I'm pretty sure Emily is thinking right now, though, he'd probably like that. Now, this next story is disturbing. Trigger warning for those who aren't comfortable with assault. I think my best friend assaulted my girlfriend, and I do not know what to do. Me and my girlfriend are in our early 20s, and so is my best friend. They are good friends, and I've known him for almost 4 years. And me and my girlfriend met a year ago, and we've been dating for 9 months. I had left to go see my other friend, and she went to my best friend because he said he was cooking and people might come. They ended up staying alone and watching a movie. I still don't know the exact details as this happened 3 days ago, but I know that my girlfriend froze and didn't know how to say no. She has a terrible history with men and has been assaulted many times before, so this is a battle she's been fighting for a while. She tried to tell him enough and stop, but he forced her to give him a BJ. I don't know if forced is the right word, as my girlfriend couldn't and didn't know how to fight back, but from my friend's perspective, I don't think he could tell. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep, and my heart feels like it's going to collapse in on itself. Me and my girlfriend talked and decided to work through it and move on, but I still didn't talk to my best friend because I have no idea what to say or how to approach the situation. Please, any help would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to ask any questions if you want to know more. I want to know a lot more. Okay, that's a few questions I have here. 1, what did your girlfriend tell you exactly happened? 2, why are you glossing over the fact your friend literally tried to sleep with your girlfriend? And why it sounds succeeded against her own comfort. Here we go. Here's some extra details. Oh, and it's been heavily downvoted. They were watching the movie sitting on the couch, and he was just touching her arm a bit and her hair. It was still platonic, but then he lowered his shorts and took his pee-pee out, and she just froze. And then she did it. I don't understand why she just didn't leave or fight or run anything, but the only explanation I can think of is her deep-rooted trauma. I'm sure from his perspective, he just sees it as her willingly choosing to cheat on me, but she was forced. There's no other way to look at it. Mate, what? Okay, this is... Can you guess me having second thoughts about this being an actual case of assault? No, but some other comments bring up the good point of this one right here. Some people will fawn or go into a compliant state in order to avoid having violence enacted against them. Like how a survivor of domestic abuse will immediately go into people-pleasing mode when someone yells at them. Others will freeze and be unable to clearly articulate things, like a domestic abuse victim going quiet and not saying or doing anything if someone slams a door. It's a part of the larger fight or flight response, which is a misnomer because in full it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So given that she's had a really bad history with men, this is PTSD or trauma kicking in and causing her to go into survival mode. Yes, the OP responds on this point. She could barely say it and he kept saying a little more. She said she just wanted to get it over with, which I can kind of understand because she has been manipulated and used by men since she was 13. I know why she couldn't stop, but I don't know if it's an excuse. So yeah, on that point of people suffering trauma and yeah, going into appeasement mode, I can understand what the girl was doing then a bit more. Now, I understand some people might take this as a case of,
Oh, well, she's just gonna use that as an excuse all the time.
I'm sorry, babe, but he just whipped his pee-pee out and I had to ride it like a carousel.
and look, yeah, okay, you're gonna have that fear. Understandable. But be honest, how many people who aren't victims of assault are gonna use that as an excuse beyond them just genuinely saying that they want to be single? But this is where the things become tricky though, because she only did this out of fear. He kept it going because he perceived the entire situation as being completely consensual. Is it still assault? Don't demonetize me, YouTube. But in that case then, does that warrant him having a criminal record because he thought he was being completely consensual in the moment with her? Now don't get me wrong, this isn't me completely defending the friend's actions. I just bring up these points because all the other points against him are totally obvious. Of course he's scum. Of course he deserves to be called out for this. Of course he deserves to be confronted for doing this both to you, shattering your friendship, and also trying to push this onto his own girlfriend too. But yeah, it's a tricky one because again, based on the information he's giving all of us, it comes across as if she didn't really give him much of a no beyond just a hesitancy and then going for it. Which, if anything though, as a fellow male, you should always immediately take the hesitancy and then doing it as a case of her saying no. Just assume it's a no. Unless she sees you whip that thing out and goes, woohoo! No, just tuck it back away and leave. just go. That's the new rule, ladies and gentlemen. It's no longer a hell yes. They have to literally shout Homer style, woohoo! Well, my serendipitous spatulas, that's where we'll end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had some fun, of course. I do leave this as open discussion for you to leave your thoughts down in the comments below for me to read while I'm in the toilet. Be sure to give a shout out to Em while she's making a bunch of cooking stuff on the Navy ship she's on. If you're new to the channel, then like and subscribe. You know, do all the YouTube stuff. You know what it is. And until next time, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.